Hey guys, back again. So it's time to style this. It just reloaded with the English version. So this should be pretty simple. Okay, I don't even know why let me just actually get some content here. So it's not like 2 minutes. So before I was going to work with this version, you can see it says Angular localization, but I don't know, it seemed too not complex because once you know how to do one, you know how to do the rest. But I don't know, it was too flashy, I think. So that's why I decided for the other version. So, okay, we need to close this, or can I open the other ones? Okay, open. For this version, which is the one we're going to implement, I'm using the, as I said, illustrate puff illustrations. You can get a set of, I think, 20 for free. If you want more, you have to pay like, I think, like 50 bucks. I can remember. So yeah, and just what I said, all these are shapes that you can do with the pen tool. So let me just grab this and lock it, and let me just show you real quick that we can say, or we can add just and for these ones especially, you don't need to be too careful, only to make it look a little nice. So you can see we have a shape, something like that. So we remove the border and we add a fill to that, whatever fill we want. Okay. And when you pass that, in case you add, for example, here another fill, okay, you just grab the let me just add something. You just grab this X code and add it into your CSS, and that's it. So you will place this below or on another place, and that's it. That's actually it. So just a little heads up. So again, this is for 920 by 1080, okay, 1080 pixels resolution. So I'm using a smaller screen, so this is going to look different. But in 920 and 1080, the actual CSS is going to look similar to this. Not exactly the same, but similar. So don't save anything, I don't mind, and that's it. So let's actually get this. Okay, I'm going to open this and go to style.css, style CSS. And I'm adding these videos, for the styling, in order for me first to get better with the styling. And if you're following along and if you want to get at least some notion of how to style things, well, this should work for you. So if you want more content about this, okay, web design per se, or UI UX design, like this video and tell me in the comments that you want more, and subscribe, of course, so I will know that people actually want this content. So what we're going to do now is just set everything for the document to be path 0 and margin 0, and we're going to set the background URL to be the assets, okay, that we have, which is the mask group 1, which is all the group that I showed before. So let me just, we can actually close this, I think, and you can see we have the background already with all these curly shapes. And again, this is part of the background and this is part of the background. You can extract those individually and place them using the positioning, top, left, right, whatever, and just fine tune it in order to make it look more like the Adobe XD. So we're going to go now to the body everything. We're going to add some transitions, and the container is going to be 80% maximum width, 1200 pixels, and margin 0 auto to be center. Okay. Well, I'm going to move also kind of fast because this is a kind of, not that complex. It's only the idea about how to move the Adobe XD document in order to code it. That's only the hard part, how you're going to handle that. But we have the navigation, the navul, the header div, and the header h1. Okay, I'm using 3.5 sorry, virtual width, which is going to resize with the browser. Okay, you can see it's resizing, and I didn't have to do other thing. Okay, so you can see how powerful that is. Of course, you can set also calculations, but as again I say, I'm not an awesome designer, so I will need to take a look at that. So CSS hasn't been a part of my life, like I need to learn how to do this, because no, that's not the things with I usually work. But now, with the shifts in the industry, you need to understand at least how to make everything functional and responsive. So that is something that you need to be, aware of. Uh, so this is the anchor for the header, and this is the image on the header. So you can see we have this button and this image already moved there. So this is the actual size on which we're going to display things in 920 by 1080. So if you move this, or if you are working in that resolution, then this is going to start to look similar to what we have in the Adobe XD, or what I show you in Adobe XD. So we have the main section div, last of type, and the rest, the div h2, the div paragraph, and the image inside those now are going to be placed correctly. So this one is bigger. I didn't realize until I exported that, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, so we have the separator, and that's actually the last part of the main thing. So we have the separator. Again, this is not mobile approach, so I usually don't. Mobile approach is better because it's simpler, but when I'm working with this, I usually just go for the functionality, and I leave the design for the rest. You know, the last I don't know, half an hour, so I can just focus on how the application is going to work, and that's it. So I'm not too worried about this. Then, so if I move this, okay, it's going to look pretty similar to the design that I have. As you can see, because we have the transition to the body and everything else is going to resize in pretty neat there. So I like actually to see those kinds of animations. Those are still animations. So the media query, media only screen a maximum width of 1400 pixels or 1400 pixels. So we're only going to change the header div, the div h1, to set the font size to be a little bigger, the header image, the image, and the separator size. Okay, so this is going to start looking better in this screen. So this is for this screen. Now, the other media query, which is the last one actually, and let's paste it. Okay, so let me just go here, and if I start resizing this, you can see, sorry about that, you can see that this is going to break, and it's looking If not good, okay, well, it's not looking that bad because we could just remove this, but we're going to just handle the rest of the devices below this, okay? So you can see is this is going below this text, but it's hard to read the text. So one thing that you need to be aware of is to let your users be able to read your content. If they cannot read your content, they will not buy your services or know what you are going to do. So yeah, one more thing is that, so let me just save this. So we have the media only screen, maximum width of 900. Everything from below is going to receive this media query, which is the header div. We're going to make it, I already saved this, but it's going to move a little upwards. Okay, so I just added this to be kind of below the or underneath the button. So we're going to reset the div h1 to be font size 40 pixels still. The header image, we're going to move that. This is the image that we're going to move. The main section, the separator, now we don't need that. It's going to be gone. Okay, and we're just going to add a background there so it doesn't because we have some black here that we need to be aware of, and that's why I added a background. You can just center all this and make the font smaller and all that, and yeah, that's all. That is actually for this. So that's all, and we have a kind of fully responsive application that we are able to translate using the command ngserve configuration es419 because we already have all the files that we did, or all the configurations that we did in the last video, including the translation. So everything is working fine. And there are a few more, just a little disclaimer. Let me just get there. Okay, so we can actually build the application using the command. So I will leave you this in the description of the video, the two videos, the first one and this part. But let's say you are going to build application. You're going to say ng build configuration equals production, comma, es dash 419. So this is going to, or this should be able to run all the configurations or to build all the, let's say you have French, Italian, Latin America, and it's going to run all those, it's going to build all those for production. Okay, I'm sorry, not all those, that is only for Spanish in Latin America. So this is going to build the Latin America version. You can see it's building and all that. I should have showed this. I thought it was going to take longer, but well. Oh well. Let's wait a bit. So again, this is going to build only the Latin America version, which is the ES-419, and the next code or command that I'm going to run is only going to run the it's going to take if you have 20 locals, then it's going to build using those 20 locals. Okay, So it's going to build one for Spanish, one for French, one for Japanese or whatever. It's going to run all those. So it's well, I could just cancel the process because I really don't want to do that or don't need to do that. And then the other one that is going to run everything is going to be ng, or is going to build everything, build dash dash prot dash dash localize, and that is going to build the everything that you have in the locals. So every version of your application is going to be built using that command, and you can see that it's starting. Okay, so again, that's it. And yeah, so if you like this video, then like it and comment. If you have any doubt, okay, subscribe to the channel and check the other videos that I have for Angular. So officially we're started with Angular 9, so the rest of the applications are going to be there using that version or the new things. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want up-to-date content, really up-to-date content. So yeah, thanks again and see you in the next one.